One of the key focuses on a tool that I prefer is the leadership balance model. And what this is a matrix you provide based on how far do you challenge your employees and how much confidence do you instill. Would you like to give us your own definition of this matrix?
Yeah, I love the leadership balance model. I spent a good part of my career kind of in this trap that most people and most managers feel, and that is a belief that management style is a continuum, a straight line continuum. On the one end, you've got the idea of being an easy manager, the manager who's easy on employees and kind to employees and so on. And then on the other end of the continuum is the hard manager, the manager who's always challenging employees and pushing them to do more. And some managers develop a reputation for being hard managers, and some managers develop reputations for being easy managers, and sometimes managers struggle with finding the right place to be on that continuum, and sometimes they bounce back and forth. One day they'll be a hard manager, and people will they'll realize that they're being a little too hard, and then they soften up the next day, and that leads to some inconsistent expectations from the team because they never know which manager they're going to run into on any particular day. And I always struggled with that model because it always seemed to me that you could do both at the same time. In other words, you can give people you can give your team members a high degree of confidence that they're good at what they do, yet still challenge them to be better. And so the leadership balance model is a 2x2 matrix that pits the amount of confidence you instill in your employees versus the amount of challenge you give them. My name is John Dario. I just wrote AIM, How Managers Get Radically Reliable Results. You can find it on Amazon. Get it for every one of your managers. Establish the culture that will help your organization achieve consistency and sustainable results over time.